Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Rainbow Children of the Light. Today, we're talking about something that can feel incredibly emotional as a parent, navigating your child's friendship challenges as a mum. Because honestly, watching your child struggle with friendships can be heartbreaking, whether they're being excluded, left out, copied, ignored, misunderstood. Dealing with friendship groups shifting or simply feeling like they don't fit in, it hurts. And as mums, I think we often feel it, even more deeply, not only because we're hearing our child's words, but we're feeling their energy too. Sometimes we can sense their sadness before they even say anything. Sometimes we absorb their emotions into our own body. And sometimes we desperately just want to fix it, protect them, or remove the pain altogether. But today, I just want to talk about how we can support our children through friendship challenges in a grounded, loving, spiritually aligned way. Not from fear, not from panic, but from deep trust, wisdom, and emotional safety. Because friendship challenges are actually one of the greatest opportunities for soul growth. Friendship challenges are a part of growth. So now first, I want to normalize this. Every child will experience friendship challenges at some point. Even the kindest children, even the confident children, even the spiritual, empathetic, heart-led children. And I think sometimes as mums, we can internalize it. We think, what am I doing wrong? Why is this happening? How do I stop my child from being hurt? But friendships are one of the ways children learn. They learn boundaries, self-worth, communication, discernment, emotional resilience, confidence, authenticity. Not every friendship is meant to last forever. Some friendships are there for comfort, some are there for fun, some are there to teach us lessons, and sometimes children outgrow each other energetically. And that doesn't mean that anyone is bad, it just means their energies are no longer aligned in the same way. One thing I've noticed with sensitive children, especially spiritually aware children, is they often feel friendship dynamics extremely deeply. They just don't hear words, they feel energy. They can feel jealousy, tension, exclusion, manipulation, emotional heaviness, unspoken emotions, even if nobody says anything outright. And because many spiritual children are naturally compassionate, they often try to keep the peace. They may tolerate friendships that don't feel good because they don't want to hurt anyone, or they may absorb everyone else's emotions or become overwhelmed without understanding why. I've seen this so many times in healing sessions. Children whose energetic systems are incredibly open and porous. They're taking on the emotions of the friendship groups, classrooms, teachers, family dynamics, all of it. And then parents wonder why their child comes home completely dysregulated, emotional, angry, withdrawn, or exhausted. Sometimes it's not all of their energy. One of the most powerful things we can teach children is how to trust their own body, because children often know the truth energetically before they can explain it logically. You can ask gentle questions like, how does your body feel around that person? Do you feel relaxed or safe or tight and uncomfortable? This helps children begin developing discernment, not judgment, discernment. There is a difference. We're not teaching children to dislike people. We're teaching them to notice how relationships affect their nervous system and energetic well-being. And honestly, this is a skill many adults are still learning. Another huge thing for spiritual mums is teaching children that not everything they feel belongs to them. This is especially important for empathetic children. Sometimes a child walks into school happy, then comes home anxious, overwhelmed, emotional, or angry. And often they have no idea why. I even say this to my own children sometimes, that feeling may not be yours. Just that awareness alone can be incredibly freeing. You can teach simple practices like visualizing a visualizing light around themselves, shaking out heavy energy after school, having salt baths, spending time in nature, washing their hands intentionally while imagining energy clearing away, grounding outside with bare feet. These little rituals help children feel empowered instead of overwhelmed. One thing I personally love doing is calling on Archangel Michael for energetic protection, especially before school or social situations. I visualize a beautiful blue light surrounding my child's body, almost like a cocoon or shield. I ask Archangel Michael to protect their energy, to help them feel strong and confident, cut any energetic cords of fear or negativity to help them stay connected to themselves. I've had Archangel Michael come through many of my healing sessions. His energy is incredibly protective, calming, grounding, and very powerful. And I think children really respond to simple visualizations. You can even make it playful. Oh, got my little kitten coming to say hello. You can ask, what color protection bubble would you like today? This helps we can use these spiritual tools to help feel safe, practical, and empowering rather than fearful. And I actually have a free resource. I'll pop the link in the notes below of an actual chart that your child can use. This is the color that I feel, and then it has the angel to be able to call upon to help with that feeling. It just really creates a sense of emotional awareness and something tangible that a child who can't always articulate what they're experiencing or feeling into something is tangible. So now let's talk about something many mums struggle with, and that's the urge to fix everything. And I am so guilty of this because when our child is hurting, we hurt too. It is just really cut steep. And, especially as nurturing heart-led mums, we want to make the pain disappear immediately. But the one thing I've learned is that children often need emotional safety more than immediate solutions in situations. Sometimes they don't need us to rescue them right away. Sometimes they need us, I'm here, I hear you. That sounds really hard. You're safe to feel this. That alone is healing. Because when children feel emotionally safe, they begin processing emotions instead of suppressing them. And then later, once they feel regulated, we can gently guide them towards solutions. Questions like, what do you feel you need? What would help you feel supported? What do you think your intuition is telling you, or your gut is telling you, or your feelings are telling you? This helps children build trust in themselves instead of always relying on external validation. One of the biggest things, or one of the biggest lessons for children is learning boundaries, because many sensitive children are naturally loving and compassionate. But kindness does not mean tolerating poor treatment. And this is important. Children need to learn they can be loving and still say no. They can be kind and still walk away. They can have compassion without abandoning themselves. Sometimes sensitive children attract friendships where they are overgiving energetically, and eventually they become exhausted or anxious or emotionally drained. Helping children understand boundaries early is such a gift. Something else I want to gently remind mums of, sometimes friendship endings are actually redirection, not rejection. I know it's painful to watch, but sometimes children are being guided away from relationships that no longer align with who they're becoming. And often when we cling tightly to friendships out of fear, we block new aligned connections from entering. I've seen children blossom after leaving friendships that were energetically heavy for them. Sometimes they become lighter, more confident, more themselves again. And while we never want our children to feel lonely, we also don't want them shrinking themselves just to belong. Now, mums, this part is important too. Please remember to care for your own energy during this process because we can absorb our children's emotions so deeply. Sometimes we become consumed by their friendship struggles. We replay conversations in our minds. We worry constantly. We carry their sadness in our own nervous system. And while compassion is beautiful, we also need energetic boundaries ourselves. You can support your child without carrying the entire emotional burden inside your own body. Sometimes I even visualize handing the situation over to the angels, and I actually do this quite a lot for a lot of everyday life situations as well. But it's simple as saying, I trust my child is supported, guided, protected, and learning exactly what they need through this experience. That trust changes everything. So, if your child is currently navigating friendship challenges, I just want to remind you this does not mean that they are going to be lonely forever. And there is absolutely nothing wrong. It is a natural part of the child's development. Sometimes sensitive spiritual children simply experience relationships more deeply. And your role is not to remove every challenge from their life. Your role is to help them stay connected to who they are while they move through those challenges themselves. To help them trust themselves, protect their energy, feel emotionally safe, and know their worth. Because when children learn those things, they carry them for life. So, thank you so much for being here with me today. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with a like minded soul. And if you would like to support your child through energetic healing and recalibration, you can explore my children's rainbow recalibration sessions below and also the free resources that I have. So keep trusting your intuition, keep leading with love, and keep shining your light. Sending you so much to love to you and your beautiful little one.